Sound like we just came out from lunch. A little sluggish, that's okay. As mentioned before, my name is Elliot Jeremiah. I oversee the JAG program for Elkhart County. What is JAG? Jobs for America's Graduates. Gonna talk a little bit about it in a little bit. Floor was introduced to you. We're expecting one other person, the teacher from Merit Learning Center should be here walking in. Here he is right now, Brian Worrell. Come on down, Brian, give him a hand, give him a hand. Thank you, Brian. So real quick, Jobs for America's Graduates, been around because we have a limited amount of time, so I'm trying to squeeze in as much information to you in that time, short time period as possible. It's been around since 1981. There's 35 states that carry this program. JAG Indiana has been around for 11 years. It's the biggest program in the United States out of the 35 states. That's attributed to young people like yourself. And we're so grateful to be a part of that. We're now just added one more school, Concord High School. Give yourself a hand. Come on, give yourself a hand. So you're a part of that number now that has increased, making us the biggest program in the United States. So we're so grateful to be a part of your school. So real quick, I have this on here. I'm going to read a little bit. Oh, if Brian, to the side a little bit. There you go. It says JAG, Jobs for America's Graduates, JAG Indiana. JAG work with juniors and seniors, yourself, during the course of your high school journey, and for 12 months of follow-up after students' fourth year. While in school, students attend JAG class like each of their other classes and will receive one elective credit per trimester. In your case, curriculum works to prepare students for life beyond high school, regardless of whether students choose to go directly into the workforce, military, and or pursue further education. So that's in a nutshell, this is what the JAG program, and I say your JAG program because we're here part of Concord right now, your JAG program. The 12-month follow-up process is beautiful. I love this. After you leave these four walls, I like to call each school, in your case, is Concord. After you leave these four walls, your counselors, you may not be able to run and ask them questions freely like you normally do. But guess what? Then you can come to us. We normally work with, and we do, beyond even the 12-month period, checking on you, just helping you, guiding you through what Flora just mentioned, and she'll talk in a minute, what the real world situation, and we really get you through those first 12 months and even beyond. So with that, let me go through a little bit and share. So let's go through the slides. We have about 15 minutes. Some of the things that we do, college visits. We visit colleges. Colleges visit us. We visit work employment places as well. We take trips to wherever your career aspiration may be. We try to identify that based on the current class, and we try to visit those. And at the same time, we have them come in. So college visits is one of the big things. Next slide. We do, and coming up soon, you will be having a college fair. So we attend college and job fairs. We put on Work One. We also put on work fairs and job fairs, and we have it at different places within the county. You will have an opportunity to participate and have an opportunity to participate not only in the job fair, but also in the college fairs that we want everyone to be able to tap into the resources that are around. Next slide real quick. Keep going. Go back one more. So go back a little bit. These are some of the pictures of some of the college fairs we've had last year. Slide. So I'll come back and talk a little bit. The reason I brought Mr. Worrell here is that I want him to share a little bit about the classroom so you have an idea what the classroom expectations or what it looks like being in the JAG program.
Thank you, Mr. Jeremiah. We must have got the memo. We both got the same, except I didn't get the brown shoes. So, what do we do in JAG classroom? So I'm the JAG specialist at Merit Learning Center down in Goshen. We have some Concord students that are in my class. So what we do in the class is we spend some time doing some analysis and some associations and some things that help you discover what your personality is, what kind of a career or job would fit your personality. Because the worst thing that you want to do is say, well, I want to go be a doctor, but you have a 1.5 or 2.3 GPA. It ain't going to happen. However, you might be able to be a respiratory therapist, you might be a phlebotomist, you might be an x-ray technician, something like that, okay? Or you might want to be a truck driver. Truck drivers make good money, but we have to find that out. So we go through some of these analysis, things like that that will help you discover what kind of career would fit you. Then we'll go through what we do, a career presentation. So you'll pick a career based on how the outcome comes from your career cluster. So let's say you want to be the x-ray technician. So you're going to do some research on that. What does an x-ray technician make? How much money do they make? What kind of education do they have to have? What kind of jobs are available in this job market? Or maybe someplace where you'd want to move. Maybe you don't want to stay in Elkhart. Maybe you want to go to Chicago or Memphis or Atlanta. So what are those kinds of things? We're also going to look at what are the cost of livings in those different places compared to Elkhart, Indiana. You may want to say, well, I want to go to San Francisco and live. Okay, that's great, but the cost of living in San Francisco is about 3 times as much as it is in Elkhart, Indiana. But the salary increase is not quite 3 times as much. So those are things that you'll look at. We'll do a career presentation, you'll do a PowerPoint, or maybe some other kind of thing that will help you present your ideas and your career to your classmates. We also have the competition, which Mr. Jeremiah will talk about a little bit later. Then we'll go through job interviews, how to fill out a resume, how to fill out job application. What do you look like when you go to a job interview? Do you look like the way we do? Or do you come with cut-off shorts and sandals and t-shirt that has some kind of obnoxious saying on it? So there's all kinds of things that we do. That's just the first step. But it's more of learning who you are, what you want to do, and how to get there. So when we say college visits, we go to Ivy Tech, IUSB, Southwestern Michigan. Sometimes we send groups down to IPFW in Fort Wayne. We also have had trips in the past where we went to Vincennes University in southern Indiana. My son went to school there because he made a trip there for a JAG. 2 years ago, he graduated in May. His degree is in Advanced Automated Manufacturing Technology, which is a robotics technician, and he got a job right out of high school making $25 an hour. Or right out of college making $25 an hour with a 2-year degree. So those are things that we're looking for. You want to be a doctor? Well, maybe not, but let's look at being an x-ray tech. Good? Okay.
Thank you. So Flor, I'll have her share a little bit about her experience in JAG as a student and now as a current college student, yes, and former intern.
So hello, my name's Flor. So I wish I would have known more about JAG my junior year, but unfortunately I didn't find out until my senior year what JAG was, which was Jobs for American Graduates. And some of the stuff I learned during JAG was honestly how to deal with the real world, because I was a senior and I was scared. I was like, I don't know what to do. And so what they helped me do was make that transition more smoothly for me, because I was like, yes, I want to go to college, but I wasn't sure where or what into. So I think that internship also helped me get a good perspective of what I wanted to do with my life for the rest of my life. And what I did for my internship was amazing because I learned a lot from them. I was an intern at the hospital, at the Elkhart General Hospital, and there I did basic stuff like fax, file, answer phone calls, but I also shadowed a nurse and they showed me around how it works. And after a while there, after 6 to 8 weeks, I realized this is the kind of thing I want to do and the field I am interested. And so they offered me a job there, so now I work part-time there and go to school, which the JAG really helped me out there, because if it wasn't for JAG, I wouldn't know how to like apply for FAFSA, also for school, or just to apply in general for like a job. Like they showed me how to dress properly. Like if not, I would have been walking in the hospital with like my jeans and my Converse, but I went dressed properly. So I think that kind of helped me too. And how to also answer phone calls. I'm really good at that. Thank you.
We can stand here all day and talk about JAG. We're excited about the program and the things that it does for young people like yourself. But because of time, we're going to move on a little bit. I will leave the PowerPoint so that if you're interested, you'll be able to be passed on to you. Part of the program, because it is government funded, it is an application process. And what that means, raise your hand if you ever had a job. If you have a job, you worked. In part of the job, good. Part of that, if those that raise their hand understand that there's certain documentations that you need to have as you fill out that job application, and going forward, anything that you're applying for, there's certain documentation, I-9 documentations that you need. With that is no different, especially if we're funded through government grants. There's an application here that we're going to ask you guys take with you. My information is on there, contact information, phone and email, that you can anytime make sure that you or your guardian, parents, link with me if you have any questions. Make sure you bring it back to Student Services. All right, please return it back to Student Services. And there is also a brochure on the program. So there's several information about the program here for you to have. And if you have any further questions, please make sure that you link with me. Use the contact information on both to get a hold of me, and I will be able to answer any questions you or your guardian, your parents may have. All right, thank you. Oh, yes. Thank you. There's one thing that I need to share, which I think you should be excited about. It's an elective credit. All right. So you're able to get a credit. You will be getting a credit for the class. So know that if you take it, that you will also receive a credit along with all the things that it will prepare you for. So again, if you join your junior year, you're here till your senior year and beyond, what we call the follow-up process. We'll be linking with you and helping you throughout your first year out of high school. So if you join your senior year, it's the same thing. So looking forward to getting to know you guys a little bit better. All right?